What you're about to watch is Dylan Pettit, an athlete from the Design, our online training program to develop competitive CrossFit. We were at a competition prep camp at Training Think Tank in January. He was getting ready for the Mayhem Classic. The workout you're about to watch is workout number 1 from the camp. It was 1 minute on, 1 minute off of 6 different movements, starting with a barbell, 1 power clean, 2 push jerks, at 225 or 155 for females, then power snatches at 135 or 95, then hang squat cleans at 135 or 95, then overhead squats at 135 or 95, then moving to a dumbbell squat snatch at 50 pounds for the guys, 35 for the females, then 50-pound power snatches and 35-pound power snatches for the last movement. I forgot what I was gonna say. We have 2 more camps up on the website. We just added 2, oh, well, only one of them's a competition prep camp. Just say 2 camps. We just added 2 camps to the website. You can check those out at trainingthinktank.com. If you can't make those 2, we're adding more all the time. So we'd love to have you out here to train with us at one of these competition camps. All right, let's watch Dylan.
3, 2, 1, go! All right, 1 minute, max rep, power clean times 1, push jerk times 2. It's 225. This gorilla makes that look like not 225. What are you thinking here, man?
About just the workout in general?
About this part of the workout.
This part of it? I was gonna just go out as hard as I could and get as many reps as I could because I thought you guys told me to do that, and I regretted every second of it.
No, man, you spoiled the whole thing now. Were you aware of anybody else's score? We had you next to some other gorillas with the barbell.
I wasn't really paying attention to them. I just wanted to, I don't know, I got anxious. I just started moving as fast as I could, and I was like, I'm gonna try to get 10, and yeah, that was it.
Oh, you had a number in mind?
I had a number in mind, and I don't know, I just thought that I could do it, and yeah, I wasn't paying attention to anybody else.
And when did it start to get real? You look like you're kind of huffing and puffing right there.
Was that 4, 5?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
I think it was the 5th.
Yeah, I think it was around there. I think it was around 5 or 6 that I was like, okay, I might have made a mistake. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It just got real.
Yeah.
All right, so now the weight strip. So the construction of this workout, Dylan's prepping for Mayhem. So, and Kyle B's prepping for Mayhem, and a bunch of people are prepping for Sanctionals. Was to try to give some barbell cycling exposure to people, but not put it in like a full fatigue-based Metcon, so that there's like a little bit of rest and that we get a lot of variance in all the different movements. So second movement comes up, hang squat clean, do you remember order?
Yes.
If not, you're gonna find out real soon. Yeah. And that's probably gonna happen on every movement.
It was hang squat clean, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this one I didn't go into anything with like reps set in mind.
Okay.
Besides like what you'll notice here in a sec, I was gonna go 5s the whole way, but then things just started going, and I decided like last minute, no, this isn't happening. As in like I wanted more.
Yeah.
I think like I said, the first one really fatigued me that I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, I guess is kind of a coaching point, I forgot to talk to you about it, is if you watch your movement, there's no one else as a reference point, but how fast and explosively you cycle this bar. If you can try to think of having gears with a barbell, like the same way when you run, you have like a jog, a fast jog, a 400-meter sprint, a 200-meter sprint, a max effort sprint, and a 40. You can kind of do the same thing with a barbell at this weight and figure out how not to generate absolute max effort speed with a barbell.
Okay, yeah, because that's one thing I was going to ask you, which I'm glad we're bringing it up, is because I don't know, I didn't see Kyle, but Kyle, like, he got more reps than me on this.
Yep.
But I didn't know if, you know how I'm bouncing it out off my thigh? I didn't know if he was doing where you kind of like hinge a lot more.
Yeah.
And notice how I'm staying more upright when I do it. Is that what you're talking about? Like,
yeah, he's just like, he did it unbroken and like kind of just smooth the whole way, as opposed to like you're like explosive, choppy, get the reps done and take advantage of your movement speed. In a workout that's like, I don't know, 15, 10, 5 of that and muscle ups, you'd probably have an advantage because your speed per rep is better. But in terms of like, you just see like your posture over there, whereas like Jeremiah's kind of standing up tall. So I think you just expended so much energy per rep doing that, and I don't think it gives you that much of advantage over a minute of total work.
Okay.
If it's just 5 reps, yeah, you're, go as fast as you can, but if not, maybe be a little bit more smooth and less explosive.
Yeah, I guess I've just never played around with the gears you're talking about.
Yeah,
So.
same thing like rowing, running. It's just like you got to turn a barbell into an endurance sport, which is very. I mean, you played football in college, so like you basically try to rip that thing as heavy as you can, and so it's just like learning a new skill with it. All right, third movement, power snatches.
This I don't remember what I did. I knew I wanted to go. Maybe it was
There's 5.
maybe 5s the whole way. That's what it was, and then maybe it went to a couple triples at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know, like anything power like this where I don't have to like really be too technical with, I enjoy a lot more.
Yeah.
But my thought was, I know I'm gonna, at least I trusted myself that I could make up ground compared to everybody else in the camp on these movements, and then just hold my own on the other. But then what happened was since I expended so much energy on these ones, like getting more reps. I don't know, maybe I was like 5 or 6 more reps on these. It just ruined me for everything else.
Yeah, this is the one that it started to look like you like redlined yourself. Like you could just see I mean, obviously your work rate was still pretty good because when we had 2 scores for this, the first score was the power clean and 2 push jerks, and then the total of everything else. And your aggregate score was still it was bunched up. There was I think Kyle and then the rest of you guys were all bunched up around 109. But it looked like here you were just working harder, or you just were suffering more, maybe.
At least I felt like it. At least I felt for sure.
Maybe you're just more dramatic. Who knows?
No,
on a show.
I don't think I was putting on a show. No.
All right, so that's power snatch. Next movement is
squats. Was there hang squats?
We did
overhead squat.
Overhead squat, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And so this is a movement that you've been working on. So you started the design, and I remember we went back and forth via the comments, and you said you had squat snatch limitations. What was your snatch at that point, full squat snatch?
Full was 225.
And now it's 290.
290 is what I hit last week before coming here.
Yeah, so obviously your positions have had to improve, and you're just comfort in the bottom of the squat. Does it translate to you feeling more comfortable doing lighter cycling like this?
I mean, I'm still not.
Yeah.
I don't know. As you notice, at least look how wide my hands are.
Yeah.
And I feel people who are more comfortable overhead can go narrower.
Yeah. And you can see the speed too. Jeremiah just looks a little bit faster per rep here.
And what's going on with me is it's not necessarily my legs, my shoulders. I can't breathe and keep does that make sense? Keep my torso up.
Yeah.
And so, shoulders just go, breathing just gets really affected. And I think it's just because I'm fighting more for those positions than somebody else would be.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just something to continue to work on. And just notice, a lot of people maybe who watch, they would kill for a 290-pound snatch, but it might not necessarily translate into excelling in all forms of barbell cycling.
Yeah.
There's still little things to work on, whereas, somebody might need to improve the 1RMs, and you need to improve cycle speed at this lighter weight and respiration and spine being more vertical. So it's interesting when you have somebody that's 218 at 5'11" competing in a sport of somebody who could be 5'6" and 170, how different the limitations can be. All right, so that's was that the last barbell movement?
Last barbell, and then dumbbell.
Yeah, and then I think we have 2 dumbbell movements. So we have dumbbell squat snatch, and then dumbbell power snatch is our final 2. So this one, 50 pounds. This was more light cycling, transfer to the open style movements, see what people's positions under fatigue look like.
Word on the streets is you didn't warm up for this one.
Oh, the dumbbell squat snatch? Not once.
You didn't
I didn't
do
do
one?
one squat snatch with the dumbbell.
Yeah, that's probably
So
something
you'll see, speaking of that, thanks. Speaking of that, you'll see right when I pick this up, you'll see that I catch it and I have to walk a step or 2 because I just wasn't ready for that position.
Yeah. When you're at Mayhem and that thing's 120 pounds, you might want to make sure you warm that up.
See, look at that. See, you notice how much I just drop under? I don't really pull it.
Yeah.
And also you can tell I didn't warm up at all any position, so my heel's coming up in the right foot.
Yeah. This happens a lot. Did you play any rotational sports? Or you throw a lot with one side or kick a lot with one side?
Played soccer till freshman year of high school.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay. I've noticed that a lot of people that have done that, and maybe that's enough, that fixing that rotation pattern and getting people able to kick on both sides helps with this max effort depth of squatting.
Mean?
Because if you kick on one side, you get a lot of external rotation on one side and a lot of internal rotation on one side, and you need internal rotation at that way depth of the squat. And so if you can like learn how to post with the opposite leg and kick with the opposite leg, sometimes it transfers into getting more comfortable positions in the bottom of a squat. The dumbbell squat snatch, I feel like, challenges the torso way more than other things. That was a tangent that took away our whole minute to talk about dumbbell squat snatches. But that position is just like, I mean, you can muscle through it, but it's definitely not efficient.
No,
Something
not
that
at all.
You definitely
Like you
wanna
can
work
tell
on.
I'm just blown up. Yeah. That's one thing is I knew like going into it, one, I wanted to warm it up a little bit more. I think I just missed it. I wasn't really focusing. Something I got to do a little bit better. But I don't know. Like, did you notice how I didn't move my feet at all either?
Yeah.
Is that like a smart thing to do?
Yeah,
or?
I think so at that weight. I mean, maybe if you get heavier, you got to kind of move your feet out like the same way you would snatch. But, you know, you kind of have different techniques at different loads. So this is 50 pounds. It'd be way different. If that's 100, you have to like explode your hips. Maybe that means that you're taking your feet off the ground and have to kind of like, you know, move your feet because they're actually moving and you're off the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and then here's dumbbell snatch. I remember watching this and thinking maybe the lockout position was a little bit short
really?
on a couple of them, but we'll see. It's just fast, and you're transferring like all the way overhead. You can see, you know, Nick is a high-level athlete there. Well, he just went out of the frame, but that cycle rate is still pretty quick.
And yeah, I don't know. There was no standard with the whole like. You guys didn't mention a transition over.
Yeah, no.
So
We said that.
we
said that was okay. We just let anyone transfer however you want.
Okay.
So we're not calling him out for cheating. He did.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was just like, I'm just going.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is like, you know, there's no real technique that you're doing here, right? You're just kind of guerrilla.
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, just throwing my hips forward every time,
Yeah.
and the elbow follows.
So I'd say like from a technical standpoint, if somebody's just doing dumbbell snatches for general fitness, I wouldn't encourage people to do this. But when you're racing in a sport, like if he's ended up dropping his hips and keeping his upper back perfectly straight, he'd probably be losing time. So there's like this weird ground when you're being an athlete where in this sport where you kind of have to maybe deviate away from maybe what's perfect. And there you are dying.
Yeah. I felt like that. I wanted that to be done probably a good 3 minutes ago.
3 intervals ago?
3 intervals ago, yeah.
So 6 minutes before.
Like we said, it was that snatch, the power snatch that just went, it sent it
Yeah.
over, redlined right away.
All right, man. Well, thanks for showing the demo. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for being at the camp. Thanks for being in the design. Thanks for being a gorilla. Thanks for being you.
Thank you.
Get better at the sport of CrossFit alongside some of the best athletes in the world in our online training program, The Design. Head over to our website, trainingthinktank.com/DSGN to learn more.